University, and a lot of people, when they first read it, they say Imagine It University, but it's ImageNet University. And I brought in some t-shirts. So 4 years ago, I was sitting on an airplane, looking through the window. They were de-icing the plane, and I'm thinking, boy, I hope we get off the ground. We get to Lincoln, because it's Sunday. I've got to teach on Monday at this school. They de-ice the plane. We get out of there. After our flight leaves, they shut the airport down. Nobody else gets out. Do you remember the ice storm of 2002? That beautiful, hectic ice storm? I fly into Lincoln, get my rent-a-car. I drive out to Kearney, Nebraska. They're closing the roads behind me. I get out there, sign into my hotel, and I'm there. Stuck. I'm eating dinner out of a vending machine with 2 truck drivers and a lady from Des Moines, Iowa. And we all promised what happens in Kearney stays in Kearney. And it should. So the next morning I got a call from the school principal, and he says, don't worry, the teachers are going to be there. If you can make it to the school, you'll have your course today. We're not going to waste this day of you flying in. I get to the school, and it turns out to be a snow day in Kearney, Nebraska. The only people there are the 12 teachers who are mandated to be there to take my class. You get where I'm going. So I'm thinking, okay, there has to be a better way for me to get the message out, teach these people without me having to physically be here. That's when I decided online training was a good idea. What's the first thing that I decided to do to make an online course? Tell me what's the first ingredient that I needed. Anybody?
Computer?
Content.
Computer, content, technology. Those are in the top 10. Looking for number 1. How about a big bowl of chocolate? Big bowl of chocolate, because you have to worm your way into the hearts of the IT department to help you out. Because here I'm a trainer and I'm going to blur the lines here. So, just so you all can get a good look at this, I'm going to pass this bowl of chocolate around, and feel free to go ahead and sample it, because you're going to need to know what it tastes like. What's the second thing I needed to create my online course now? And this is a real answer. It's not a trick one. I think Bob said computer. Bob, didn't you say computer?
Of course. Thank you.
All right. And I needed a computer with software. Internet access, that's right. I also needed the third and final thing that I was going to need. Let me I'm going to toss some of these out there. So those are ImageNet University t-shirts. You can see why people say, imagine it. We'll do that. What's the last thing I need? Someone said it a minute ago. Content, right. And so those are kind of the 3 C's, right? Chocolate, computer, and content. I like to use those acronyms sometimes. So to get started, oh good, okay. I actually had some web building skills that I had used as a hobby, putting together family websites, and it was just kind of a hobby of mine that I really enjoyed doing it. I never really thought that it would become kind of a niche or a career for me, but this is such an exciting time to be in training and development. Because of technology, we're able to blur the lines now, and we can create all of these different delivery systems for training. We can cut costs for our companies. I think more than one piece of chocolate will be good for Daniel back there. That one Reese's wasn't good enough. Oops. I have some, well, all right, I am going to go right to plan A then. I've got a sheet here I'm going to pass out for you. And if you'll pass these around, thank you. What I did was I said, okay, I have some web building skills, I have a little bit of photography, I know how to create content, but what I need is how do I put all this together, how much is it going to cost? I had a headhunter call and say, we have no training department, we have an $80 million a year company, it's privately owned, no training department, we need someone to come in from the ground up and create a training department. We really just need a facilitator though. Manage it, see who needs what, bring people in, and let's get the training going. Immediately I thought, I'm taking this one step further. We're going to have an online course, we're going to have some video, we're going to have hands-on training. I'm not going to just be a coordinator or a facilitator. So I gave them a proposal. How about if I put an online course up for you in 30 days? I'll use video, I'll use some PowerPoint presentation, we'll have a manual, and we'll have testing up, and I'll have it up for you in 30 days. That's where the chocolate comes in handy, right? And if you like what I've done at the end of that time, then you can hire me. If not, you'll just pay me a consulting fee up front. So that's what we did. I took a manual that they already had. All they had was a PDF of a 300-page manual. You know what that means? It means OCRing it, converting it, formatting it, all that. All the images that were in there had to be reformatted for the web and had to be taken out and really improved because the print wasn't really good. So I had quite a lot of work to do in 30 days, and I worked kind of like I would have if I was traveling. I mean, I just worked night and day on it and got it done. Did the presentation, and they said, you know, this is way more than what we really expected or wanted, so yeah, we'll hire you. And now, you know, the expectations are way up here, but that is what I'd like for everyone in here to do. Tell me, just by a show of hands, how many of your companies have online education? A pretty good chunk. How many of you have an LMS system? Okay. And how many of you use rich media? And I'm talking about streaming video, flash presentation, podcasting, those things. Raise your hands a little higher on that, on rich media. So we have approximately 50 people here today, somewhere around 50 people. We probably have half of those that have some rich media. I'd like to challenge you to learn a form of rich media, be able to put that in your repertoire so that you can make yourself a little more valuable to your company. So what I was going with plan A here is I was able to set up that first course for basically $520. And so if all you have is your computer and your content, your internet access, you have your software already, the company already has a server, so you're set, right? $520. Then we have to build on that 30 days later. I said, you know, I think we can do a little bit more. At this point, they'd hired me, so my salary kind of felt free, right? Kind of feels like now they're getting the digital camera, which is pretty pricey, and actually I use my own. I didn't have them buy one, but you would probably want your company to buy one. A little microphone, so you can do voiceover. You can add that to your courses. You need your battery backup and surge protector. You'll learn that the hard way. CyberLink Power Director is just a $99 software package that lets you do voiceover. You can also do video with it. I did my first couple of videos with it. So for $596 now, you've got a little more media in there. So the next month, I went back to my owner, and I said, you know, we have contracted out video with Jason Yowell. We've made 3 videos. It's cost us about $8,500. He converts it into streaming. If you'll give me that money, I'll buy the camera, I'll buy the microphone, Sennheiser, the tripod. I'll create my own videos, and now it's a one-time expense, and I can learn how to do all of this. I'm pretty determined. If I don't know how to do it, I will find out how to do it. So this is adding on then the third month there, we have, and fortunately my employer was very open and very forward thinking. So we purchased the digital light kit is actually $1,500 light kit that you can, it's portable, you can take it anywhere. The JVC camera is portable, the Bojan tripod, everything on here I take around with me except for the streaming server. The server was important because I started doing a lot of video. Then, fourth month I was there, seeing how open-minded they were. I said, here is a way for us now to use and even more of a rich media. This is where you have your video, and then you have your PowerPoint slides next to it. You can do software training with it. It's a very expensive computer, $28,000, and that's including the service plan. I had my video camera. I used to have to feed the video and the slides in, all HTML, all coded. This slide shows for 30 seconds here. At 2.3 minutes, we're going to change to this slide. Everything was coded, and it took hours and hours of work. This machine, the MediaSite Live machine, lets you feed the video in, and then you feed your PowerPoint in. It marries the two, and now you have it. There's also a landscaping package that lets you turn that into a flash presentation, so you don't even have to have a streaming server. You can play it on any server. That is worth its weight in gold, and it's portable, and I take it wherever in the country I need to go. I also, Macromedia Captivate software, that's an interactive software. It used to be called RoboDemo. You heard of that? It's you basically create a little screenshot video of your software training, or of any kind of training that you really want to. It's a lot of fun to play with. All of these things have user guides that come with them, and there are companies out there like VTC.com, where you can go to VTC, which is a virtual training company, and you can just pull up Macromedia Dreamweaver, and you'll have a course on that. And that's pretty much how I taught myself to do a lot of this stuff, was reading help files, and that's free. So the total studio investment, which is, I think if you looked on the website, you saw a picture of me sitting at my desk with my editing computers and all of that. What you didn't see was the light kit, the camera, the MediaSite Live computer. That whole kit that's portable that I can take anywhere came to $43,358. That's pretty cheap to be able to put your own production studio together. Sharon's is probably a little more expensive than that. I don't have a training room like this with cameras. They're building one, but someday I'll have that. So this is in a little over 2 years. This BMI Systems now has 42 entities under it. ImageNet is one of them, and Applewood Homes is one of them, BMI Systems. So they went from having nothing to wanting a coordinator to then having somebody come in and say, let's take this a step further. And that's what everybody in here can do. And it would be, all I wanted to do today was provide the tools for you, some information, and some resources you'll see on the back of that sheet of paper. Just a couple of names of people I've used. Ford Audio Video can help you set up, okay, I only have $5,000, what can I get? I'm a real tightwad. I go and I tell you, I negotiate them all down, and you can do it too. If they want $4,500 for a service support contract, you talk them down to $4,000, and you always negotiate down on this equipment. Are there any questions about how many of you actually do the web pages for your training site? Okay. 4. Okay. How many of you do the content for your site? A lot more. Okay. Do you all see where this could be useful in expanding your resume? Just by, we're in the business of learning, and then we're in the business of sharing, and it just gives you another avenue to share things. also is so fun. It is so fun. Instead of having one job, doing this job, managing the LMS, you're editing a video over here, you're creating content here, you've got 3-4 things going at once. It's a lot of fun. Am I crazy? Okay. So if anyone needs help with any of this, you can feel free to call me or email me anytime. But are there any questions?
I have one. And do you do any type of consulting work? We're looking into getting off the ground on e-learning, and so we are doing some research, and we want to. There's a lot of things that we want to do and don't know right now. We don't know exactly how to put everything together. So.
Okay. I wouldn't charge for anything because I'm a salaried employee of BMI Systems, but I would be happy to give you any information. I'll give you any information, honestly. Most everything that I have discovered, I kind of discovered it on my own and researched it on my own, and I'm happy to share it with you, like the streaming server, what are the specs that you need, the laptop or the computer. My laptop is actually 13 pounds because it's portable. I take it everywhere with me, but it's really a multimedia computer, and it has a FireWire and the ports that I need, just different things like that. When you download video from your camera, you need a computer with a FireWire on it. I'd be happy to help anybody with any of those. I keep all my receipts and all my vendors. And next month, we are having accelerated learning with Bev Wood from American Fidelity. It's going to be tying in with this because she's going to be showing you how to create chunks of information, which is the trend right now is nanobytes of information. Give me 6 minutes. Give my sales reps 6 minutes of what they need to know on a daily basis. Give my technicians 6 minutes of some information that's going to help them today. She's going to be talking about accelerated learning and how you can create those short, very meaty clips of information called accelerated learning. Then in October, we're having our workshop, which is going to be an expo and a vendor expo and a workshop. We have human resource manager from Express Personnel, Russ Moen, is going to be giving a class that is worth 3 credits for SHRM members. We have Marino Ray from ASTD National is going to be talking about the training trends, which is kind of what we've been talking about all year long. Where is training going? The lines are really getting blurred, and you need to be a little more multitasking and a little more technology savvy, and it's really nothing to fear. At the workshop, we also have a couple of other human resource presentations like FISH and emotional intelligence, and using interactive response technology in the classroom. So we're hoping to give you a good program the whole rest of this year. And anything that you need to know or you want to know or you think would be a good program, please email it to me because we want to do exactly what you all want to know. Any questions? Any more about chocolate or? Lynn? Yes.
I'm not to plug Ford Audio, but we also use Ford in this room, and we were able to scratch things down off the budget too. But,
Yeah.
there are a number of really good audio visual companies here in the Oklahoma City area that do things nationally and have a national reputation. So if you want to do things like this, you have the resources right here locally, able to set up whatever you want to do, whether it's a lower end or a higher end.
Yeah. Just ask a lot of people. You know, I had to ask around to find a web or data services guide to when I needed, you know, in the 11th hour before my presentation, the IT manager accidentally downloaded something or uploaded something wrong and changed every link in my educational site. I was presenting it the next day. Someone gave me the name of Chris Martin, who's on your sheet, and he said, burn it off for me, let me have it, I'll fix all the links and I'll give it back to you in the morning. It was like 11 o'clock at night, the day before my presentation. I was exhausted, and I handed it off to him. He worked on it all night long. He burned a new one, he handed it to me, and everything went fine. But it comes in handy to know people like that. So, well, thank you so much for coming.